everybody. It's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Tonight, it's on. Week 10 already, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set. 180. 51, Mike. Mike 51.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Go, go, go,
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, I'm on way.
And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
And it was too bad that last season for Greg Olsen, their tight end, that a foot injury plagued him and limited him to 7 games played, broke his streak of 1,000-yard seasons, but he'll get back in form. One of the best route runners in the league, a combination of strength, guile, smarts, and a little dash of speed.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And there's the first NFL catch for the Maryland man, DJ Moore. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
What's that? 180.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Carolina Panthers coming out here, and they're 6-2 right now. They've won 3 in a row. You've been talking about them with me off air, Charles. You really like where this Panthers team's at right now.
I certainly do, because I think they continue to get better on the defensive side of the ball. They've got a rookie corner named Dante Jackson who's really breaking in well. The addition of Eric Reed in the secondary. I just think that this team is really starting to put it together, and Luke Kuechly remains maybe the best inside linebacker in the league. But the next 4 weeks are going to tell us a lot. They just dismantled Tampa. Now, at Pittsburgh on a Thursday night game. At Detroit, home for Seattle, and then they have a divisional game against Tampa again on the road. We will find out a lot about this Panthers team in the next 4 games.
One thing's for sure, they like playing at home. They're 5-0 at home after beating Tampa there last week. On second down, McCaffrey. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Charles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have now won 4 in a row. 23-16 division win last week over Baltimore. And all of a sudden, they're really rolling, aren't they?
They certainly are. They look like the Steelers we expected to see at the beginning of the season. 4 straight now, winning 23-16 over Baltimore. Roethlisberger, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. 7 different receivers with at least 2 receptions, so spreading it around really well. Even took the blow where people thought he might be hurt. Luckily just had the wind knocked out of him, so he is playing really well. But how about their defense?
Playing with a lot more confidence. Since week 5, the defense hasn't allowed more than 21 points in a game.
Yeah, and they look more like Blitzburg again, getting after people. And last but not least, Joe Flacco, the Baltimore quarterback, after beating Pittsburgh in Game 1 this year, said, hey, we could have put up big numbers in this ball game. Pittsburgh didn't forget. It's not bulletin board material anymore. It's laptop material, and that defense came after him.
Roethlisberger to his big target, James. All 6-7 of him for a Steeler first down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
A big reason this team led the league in offense, their offensive line. Monster strength. 3 Pro Bowlers last year in Alejandro Villanueva, David DeCastro, and Marquise Pouncey. Kept their quarterbacks upright to throw it downfield and carved a lot of holes for their runners.
Let's go!
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. He'll fight a man over the middle. It's Washington. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now Roethlisberger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion. Have a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those divisions. And they drop it for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
McCaffrey following the penalty. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
McCaffrey on the counter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. Throwing on third down, Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Panthers will get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Hey. That's it. 180.
Here's Newton now on second down. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And the Steelers signal for another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And shedding through the tackle. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger once more. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught at the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 10-3. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Moore now on the return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. A shotgun snap for Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, it's Newton. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it, now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now's a play call.
Funchess is free. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Devin Funchess, as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Kings.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete, 7 seconds remaining. The All-Pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it is incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. He's going deep for Brown. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Roethlisberger will hand a counter. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Quarter. Ready? White 80.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. I want to switch gears, Charles, and get your favorite play of the year so far. Look, I know we don't have a Minnesota miracle like we saw at the end of last season, but what's been the one that's caught your attention the most?
Well, wouldn't Linval Joseph picking up a fumble against Philadelphia and bringing it all the way back count as a Minnesota miracle?
That was the earth shaker.
That's a lot of man carrying the football, and he got all the way to the end zone. Oxygen. What a great play there. How about Graham Gano finishing off the New York Giants with a 63-yard field goal at the buzzer for Carolina? That was spectacular. I thought the triple reverse by Carolina against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was something that Curtis Samuel, how far did he run? 160 yards or so in order to make that play work? Ends up as a touchdown. And just because we have to say Patrick Mahomes, it's a left-handed pass he threw earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, against Denver. And that's just kind of a microcosm of the season that he's had. He's been so magical to watch.
Just had to say Patrick Mahomes had to get something in for him.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funchess. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point try good by Gano.
Nice touchdown, baby. Keep working.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Well, CD, as we look forward, get closer and closer to postseason, what do you think if you had to pick the Super Bowl teams right now, who would you take?
Let me start in the NFC. And I think that the Rams and New Orleans seem to have separated a little bit right now. They seem to be the prime 2 teams. But I'm looking in the NFC South, and the Carolina Panthers would scare the heck out of me if I were anyone in the NFC. Defense continues to get better. Cam Newton having his best season since his MVP year of 2015. Versatile weapon.
And that's caught inside the 30. A big play on third there for the Steelers. 46 yards.
Well, they just treated third and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Now Roethlisberger. Yeah, he's got it. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
They brought in the heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run it. This is Connor, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game. including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Here we go. Let's go.
Again, it's Connor. They find some open field here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Double bump.
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Show that bench release and go. 8.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
And that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. They run with Connor, and he'll get this down only to about the 46. Dontari Poe in on the stop.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing. And
he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Here's Roethlisberger. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now it's Roethlisberger finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
3 down.
Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Vance McDonald, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Boswell good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Moore now to return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Time for a break. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll look to throw. Quick slant caught by Moore. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Back to throw. It's hauled in by Torrey Smith. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time, because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. And that's caught by Smith. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. And the tight end Olsen, right side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. He'll look to throw. Funches with a catch over the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now Newton. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Newton. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now before the 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Newton to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funches with time running out. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. A very important extra point there, up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
Snickers!
Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This from long, very long range. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. More now on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Again, they run again. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They stay on the ground, McCaffrey again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Come on now.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Says Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down. Now what can Roethlisberger do here in overtime? He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 30 yards there. Well, in overtime, I think coaches always wondering, where's that magic line for my kicker? They're already in field goal range after that big play.
Glad you brought that up because that magic line can change throughout the game. It's constantly being updated by teams. It starts with pregame. Okay, how do you feel? As the game goes on, they might ask him again, still feel that same number? Is it a different number? Right hash, left hash, what do you need? And that goes into the play calling in OT.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding, offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down. That's Connor, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Steelers, the win for him is number 6 on the year. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.